Welcome to this explainer. Are you totally over hunting for stamps, writing checks, or just getting that sudden panic attack that your payment isn't going to arrive before those late fees hit? We've all been there. Today, we're doing a step-by-step walkthrough on exactly how to pay your Grand Rapids water bill online. It's incredibly secure, saves you a ton of time, and guarantees your water keeps flowing without a hitch. Let's get into it. So, here's our quick roadmap for today. We'll start with Grand Rapids water billing basics, then navigate the payment portals, set up your account, look at autopay and payment alternatives, and finally, wrap up with troubleshooting and support. Okay, Section 1, Grand Rapids water billing. Let's understand the absolute basics. So, how often should you actually expect to see a bill in your inbox? Well, if you're in a residential home, don't freak out if your mailbox is empty for a while. The city actually only issues these statements quarterly, so just once every 3 months. But if you manage a commercial property, you can expect to see that bill monthly or quarterly, really depending on your overall water volume. Before you even touch your keyboard, you're going to want to grab a few essentials to save yourself a massive headache later. First, you'll need your specific account number. This always starts with the letters WS followed by 7 numbers, and you can find it right up in the upper right corner of a recent paper bill. Also, go ahead and grab your preferred payment method, make sure you have a valid email address handy, and plan to use a strong, unique password. Got to keep that utility data completely secure, right? Moving on to Section 2, Navigating the Payment Portals, we'll be looking at GR Pay It, InfoSend, and e-services. Now, this is where it gets a little interesting. Because the city recently transitioned vendors, you actually have to navigate what is a slightly quirky multi-portal system. It's kind of like a giant puzzle. To make your payments and set up autopay, you're going to use GR Pay It. Now, this one uses just the numbers of your account, no WS required. But if you want to actually view your detailed PDF invoices from after March 2026, you'll need to log into InfoSend. That one does require the WS prefix, and just a heads up, it limits access to strictly one user per account. And finally, there's e-services, which is just for legacy statements. Which brings up a super common question, right? Especially if you're a landlord or someone auditing past property records. What happens if you need a detailed statement from before that March 2026 vendor switch? Well, for those historical records, you're going to dive into the Legacy e-services portal. But definitely consider this a ticking clock. The city is completely decommissioning this legacy portal in March 2027. So absolutely make sure to download and back up any of those old statements to your hard drive before they just vanish forever. All right, Section 3, Setting up your account. Let's walk through a step-by-step guide. Okay, here is your exact playbook for getting into InfoSend. Step 1, enroll using your full account number, including that WS at the beginning. Step 2, verify your email. The system is going to send an activation link from cityofgr@onlinebiller.com. Pro tip here, definitely whitelist this exact address so your bills never get swallowed up by your spam folder. And finally, step 3, just log in and click billing history to grab your PDFs. Easy peasy. Which brings us to Section 4, autopay and payment alternatives. Basically, how we're actually making the payment. Over on GR Pay It, you've got a choice to make. You can definitely just rush through as a guest user if you only want to make a one-off payment. But honestly, creating a registered profile is the much smarter play here. Registering is essentially the magic key that unlocks autopay, paperless e-billing, and the super helpful ability to link multiple water accounts under one single login. If you're a landlord, that feature is an absolute must for sure. Making the actual payment takes just 3 simple steps. First, log into GR Pay It and create that user account. Second, use the handy little water bot to link your account. And remember, numbers only for this one. Third, pay your balance. And guys, here is a rare win for a city utility. Grand Rapids processes credit cards, debit cards, and e-checks with absolutely 0 added convenience fees. Literal perfection. The balance you see is exactly what you pay. No sneaky add-ons. Now, if you want to be the kind of person who never has to worry about late fees again, you've got to set up autopay. Inside GR Pay It, simply navigate over to Water and Sewer Services, select Manage Autopay, and then choose Change Payment Method to finalize things. Add your preferred card or bank account, and boom, the system handles the rest. It'll just automatically pull the exact quarterly amount right on your due date. Of course, online isn't your only option if you're feeling old school. You can always use the free automated voice system by calling 888-861-7956. You can pop a physical check in the mail, though you really need to allow 5 to 7 days for transit there. If you're racing the clock and need to prevent a shutoff, paying in person gets you immediate posting at the Monroe level of City Hall. Or you can just drop it in their 24-hour Dropbox on Ottawa Avenue, which takes about 2 business days to post. Now, if a particularly high bill has you stressing out, there is a third-party portal called Defer It that integrates with the city. It basically lets you split your bill into 4 smaller installments. But beware the catch here. Defer It does charge a monthly subscription fee, plus a 99-cent transaction fee per bill. So, it's great for managing cash flow, but unlike the city's direct portals, it definitely isn't free. All right, let's wrap things up with Section 5, Troubleshooting and Support. Time to solve some common issues. What if you open a bill and the amount is just shockingly high? You might actually have a hidden plumbing leak. And while internal plumbing is definitely your responsibility, the city actually offers what they call a residential leak credit. If you can prove a verified leak caused the spike and you document the repairs, applying for this credit can be an absolute financial lifesaver. Here is a somewhat frustrating quirk with the InfoSend portal. It strictly limits profiles to just 1 user per account. So, if you're a tenant and the system completely blocks you because your landlord already claimed the digital profile, there's unfortunately no online bypass for that. You'll just have to ask your landlord directly or contact the city for a PDF copy of the bill. Also, if you use autopay or e-checks, you need to watch your bank balance like a hawk. If a payment bounces for non-sufficient funds, not only will your bank likely penalize you, but the city is going to slap on a hefty $30 returned item fee. Ouch! Always double-check your balance around your quarterly billing date so a simple oversight doesn't end up costing you extra cash. Look, if you ever get completely stuck, we're talking website errors, a locked account, or you just really need to talk to an actual human being, the city has a dedicated line for that. Just dial 311 if you're within city limits, or 616-456-3000 from outside. They are super helpful. Or for administrative issues, like, say, forcing the removal of an old user from InfoSends so that you, the new homeowner, can take over the account, you can actually skip the whole phone tree. Just email support directly at watercs@gcity.us. Now, just a quick heads up before we finish. Remember that this explainer is a general guide based on the system's current setup. Municipal platforms and fee structures can and do evolve over time. So always verify the latest rules directly with the Grand Rapids Water Department if anything looks a bit different on your screen. So, are you ready to take control of your utilities and set up your autopay today? By following these steps, you can seamlessly navigate this multi-portal system and automate those payments in no time. But it does beg a much bigger question, doesn't it? As cities increasingly digitize all their essential services behind these complex multi-vendor web portals, is the convenience worth the learning curve? Or are we quietly building a digital divide for those who might struggle to navigate it? Let us know what you think in the comments. Keep learning, stay organized, and we'll see you in the next explainer.